Hey, this is my second knife, my second Forest Elf. And I got to tell you, I like the first one quite a bit. I don't think they're mainstream by any means, and I think I bought the last one and this one on AliExpress. I believe I bought this on AliExpress. I think the last one I bought on AliExpress too. Forest Elf. Yeah, look at this thing. Woo! I mean, wowzy, wowzy, wow. Very cool. Yeah, so the last one, just to kind of like break the ice, the last one, because you kind of don't know. You find these manufacturers from overseas and, they're claiming, high end materials and stuff, and you kind of go, is it really? And I can tell you the last one was legit. Yeah. Ugh. I mean, anybody watching know why I bought this one? It is a F-03 Plus in M390 steel. It's a rattlesnake design. It's got this wonderful bead blast finish here and then a hand satin finish up on that blade. I don't know what this is. It's like, depending on how I look at it, it looks like a dimple. And then when I change the angle, it looks like a diamond. But I don't know. Is that titanium? What is that? I don't know. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Another one. So this is my second Forest Elf, but I bought another one that's kind of been on my radar is the Yang G knives. Yanggge. And those Yang G knives, I mean, if you haven't had a chance to pick one up, man, search around. They are priced extremely reasonably for just a high-end powerhouse of a knife. And that's what I'm feeling on this one too. Just really refined, wonderful, high-grade titanium, excellent finish. Look at these, the thumb studs. Nice little milling on that, kind of like a crown. Looks like the cap of a Crown Royal bottle. Yeah. Oh, look, the same design features into the pivot. And the pivot on this side is not milled for a bit, which I like. Oh, man, this thing. Whew. Man, let's get in it. Of course, that's the exciting part. Does the rest of it kind of live up to what I'm seeing here? T8, that came loose. I didn't feel any Loctite there. Nope. I see some evidence of being captured, but we'll see. And then T6s for everything else. I'm going to change my T6 blade real quick. So the reason I broke away is like I don't know, you tell me, man, but for whatever reason, I threw my T6 bits in with my T8s. Like there's another one right there. I think I'm going to leave that one out. That way I got a spare and I don't have to go fishing. Yeah, I don't know, just as a whim, I had them. I took them out of a package, and then I went, boop, and I said, well, I'll just throw them in here. I'll keep all my bits in there. So, if I need a T8, it's pretty simple because it's way more T8s in here than T6s. But if I need a T6, I figured out I just better off to just dump the whole thing out and find one. That's why I paused the camera. Nope, not that one. This one. And if you look, hopefully the camera will pick it up why I'm swapping it out. I could see it. Like, it's knurled over. And, even the best of bits, if you don't maintain consistent pressure and you let it roll on this screw, it'll roll that bit. Yeah, there's no stopping it. Now, is that a T8? I mean, it's not a T8, so why is that not going? Is this? That's like a T4. Sure enough, that's not a T6. It's like a T4. Well, I think I have one. Like, this is my standby kit. Like, I only pull these out if I have to. Here's a T5. Well, it's not a T5. So that's got to be a T7. It's a T8. Well, what's in here? I mean, that's a T8. They do not look the same, but they are. Ugh. Drive me nuts, man. Make me lose my mind. Well, for the sake of the y'all and the video, I'll grab this T6 right here and use it. That T8. Ugh. I mean, what am I doing? I will tell you that it is late here. For some reason, I'm just staying up tonight doing videos, messing with my channel. I think that back one's got something to do with holding things down. What's this pocket clip like? I mean, it feels like it's got pretty good tension, so I'll let it ride. If it needs something, I'll disassemble later. Yeah, that's a good... Look at the size of that screw holding that down. Should come apart now. Yep. Ooh! Hold on now. What's going on in here? Wow. And it's greased, which I always kind of like to see the grease, because then I know that when I clean that up and I use some of my light oil, that I'm going to improve things. What is this? What's going on here? What is that? Is that copper? Well, it ain't metal. How about that? It's like brass or copper. Man, is that cool. That is, and it's a high-end bearing for sure. And then this, like I said, appeared to be captured, but is it? And it is. It's captured down here at the bottom. Very nice. And it's from the correct side. I dig it. Wow. Very cool. All right. What the... Man, look at this. What do I got to do to get that off? I'm guessing I got to pull screws. I think I'm going to leave it. But what is this? It looks like one of those, like a music toy. Remember you had the little wind-up toy and it go ding, 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 ding? You know, the little pins would pop up there and make sound? What is that doing in there? I mean, and then this has got this wavy pattern on it. I don't know, man. Like they're up to something, but I don't know what it is. That felt loose. Maybe not. Nah. There we go. I was hoping that was going to pop out. That's titanium. Yeah, 100%. Titanium. I don't know if it's just anodized titanium. Looking at the back side of it, I think it's just anodized titanium. It's got a little insert. This one should pop out too, I would guess. Yep. Wow. Wow, look at this thing, man. Come on. I'm already kind of oohed and awed over the thing. Let's wipe it down and get all that grease off of it, and we'll get it back together. Beautiful blade stock here. I mean, it's worthy of just a shot on its own. It's got this wonderful bead blast, and then the flat is hand finished. I have a new horizontal vise that I'm going to put on the bench here, and I'm going to try some of this flat sanding like this hand finish. I'm going to do that. Nice little. I mean, what would you call? Is it a fuller or a blood? I'm not sure, but yeah, beautiful both sides. Gorgeous blade. I mean, the wonderful thing of this piece is it doesn't break the bank. I mean, it's incredibly high end, and it doesn't break the bank. Oh, look, that little ball fell out of there. I'm gonna definitely have to get that back in. That means that my guess is they're not captured in there. Ooh, I better calm down. I end up losing one of these. It is not captured in there. I mean, I'm gonna have to clean this with something not so abrasive as the towel, I think. Or go lightly. Wow. Yeah, they're not captured. I've got a better idea for cleaning that. I think I'm gonna go here. I think it'll work a little better. Oh yeah, 100%. That other towel was just a little too fibrous, and it was getting under those bearings because they're in there loose. I'm pretty sure I could pick every one of those out of there. Wow. Wow. Come on, man. I love being surprised in a good way. I mean, I get it. I ain't ever gonna buy a knife from China. Oh, that whole shtick, man. But golly, look what you're missing out on. Besides this stop pin. Tell me that ain't legit. Look at that thing. That is a beast. Pretty sure that's steel. Yeah, that's steel. Hardened steel. Very cool. I mean, I don't know where Forest Elf are being made, but I know that whole Yangzhang province, man, up in there. I mean, even We Knife has a factory up in there. I don't know if it's the civivi factory or which one it is, but they're making knives up in that same area. Now, my son was over in China. I mentioned this before on the channel. He was over there last year, year before, a couple of years ago. I don't remember. I think it was before COVID. Um, but he's an engineer with some LED projects, and they were working with a Chinese manufacturer and supplier or whatever, and they brought him over and let him see the factory, and treated him like royalty. And he said he absolutely loved China. The people were fun and crazy, and they just had a blast. Um, he did say the government was kind of uptight, and you could go certain places, and you know it was clearly there was restrictions in certain areas or whatever, and but he said for the most part people were just living no different than us and doing their thing. I mean, they'd go out in the evening and hang out with their friends, and spend time with their families, and and of course, isn't that the truth, man? We're all just trying to get along and do our thing. It's our governments and that whole mess, man, that will take us wherever, man. um but that whole Yangzheng area, I've had some conversations recently with some of the manufacturers, And it's interesting. I would have thought that they all knew each other, but they do not. I'm finding out. Talking with some of the manufacturers, I'm like, hey, do you know? And they're like, no, no, I don't know them. Which, I mean, I guess it was an assumption on my part, like, but that would be like, two companies from, I don't know, Boston or Chicago. And I'm like, oh, hey, I know so and so from Chicago. Do you know them? They'd be looking at me like, well, why would I know them? Chicago's a big place, man. I'm guessing Yang's a big place too. But yeah, man, a lot of stuff coming out of those areas right now. And so far, looking at this piece, these Forest Elf, I don't know who the OEM is. Are they somebody we would know and we could say, oh, so and so is making those? Oh no. I mean, trying to get backstory on some of these Chinese knives is incredibly difficult. Like, good luck. I mean, everything about this piece so far is just top notch. Grade A, wonderful. Yeah. I don't know what that little music player thing is. That's crazy. Like, what's that about, man? If somebody knows, say something in the comments for sure. I think I left a little room there to tighten that. Oh. You had me at whack. Wow. Wow, man. Come on. Shoo. Yeah. I mean, look at this thing now. I don't know if that fuller is going to work, but why not? Yeah. I can get it off of that fuller. Definitely a Spidey flick, thumb flick. Yeah, this thing. Well, let's talk about that action. This is lowered. It's got some milling on the inside, the liner lock. And I'm more and more a fan of liner locks now. I don't have to worry about catching on the lock. Some people say, well, it's not as strong a lock. I'm not doing any heavy work. You know what I mean? So just from a functional, comfortable perspective, more and more I just leaning towards liner locks, man. And I know I'm not I didn't invent that wheel. I'm not the first one to say it, but you know, just I don't have to be concerned where my hands are. I can just flick it out from wherever. But yeah, easy access, easy to manipulate that, very intuitive. The thumb flick on this is devastating. Crazy snappy, the Spidey flick, both of them. And is it a front flipper? I'm going to say no. Oh, I can get it. Come on. Yeah, so A level, I mean, it's an A to an A plus. It is really that nice, y'all. It's an A to an A plus. I just hesitate to give it an A plus because then it's like, well, it can't be any better. And of course, whenever I get this level of action, I always kind of go, well, yeah, but how could it be better? What's wrong with it? I'm going to give it an A plus. It's that good, man. It is. I'm just going to give it an A plus. The action on it is that sweet. I'm sitting here trying to be stubborn and go, yeah, no, I'm not going to give it. But then, my left side of my brain's going, okay, fair enough, but give me one small little reason why. Why? What? The thumb stud's perfect. The Spidey flick is perfect. The access to the lock bar is perfect. I mean, look how much room they created. Very, very obviously paid attention to this whole process and made this wonderful. Like, spent design time and manufacturing time to get that right. And so I can't think of a reason to not give it. So I'm gonna give it. Maybe somebody could say, well, it doesn't have a back flipper, but I'm okay with this right here. It just fits. The other thing is with the shape of the knife, the handles, the scales, where my fingers drop. It's A plus. It's just that good. It really is. Let's talk about ergonomics. So not so confident, very confident. I mean, it doesn't have like a legit finger guard, so I'm just going to bring it up to a confident grip. I'm not going to get on it and over it, but I feel really locked in. I mean, it's very comfortable. The jimping here, it's not combat stuff, but I feel it there. It's definitely assisting. You can choke up on this knife. This is very comfortable up here, for whatever you would use that for, to really cut. Me personally, the knife's too nice. I would never use this to like shred boxes, but yeah, just wonderful. Excellent ergonomics here. The pocket clips that disappear. The fact that we're getting wider towards the back really allows, when they get narrower, I always feel like my hand's coming off of those knives. Like whenever I see it getting narrower on a knife, I kind of go, ooh. Because when I grip it and I grip hard, I feel like most times in a knife that's shaped like that, I feel like my grip's weakening. Whereas this, when it's thicker like that, I feel like it's strengthening. It gets stronger the harder I grip it. Yeah, very nice. Very comfortable in hand. No issues there whatsoever. Everything is knocked down wonderfully smooth. No hot spots. Man, this thing is checking boxes. Let's check that pocket clip. Now, I checked it before we did disassembly, and it felt like it had a fair amount of tension. I will say it looks a little thin in there. This distance here. I'm not sure it's going to get this triple material, but we'll see. Yeah, it run out of room towards the top, but almost ran all the way. It's a good look. I mean, no tension issues on the triple stitch, but what about standard jean size material? I mean, it's got good tension. It's not dryer tension, but it's good tension. There's a fair piece of knife sticking out here on a milled titanium clip. I mean, that's reasonable. It's a little less than a half an inch overall. Maybe a little more on this side, but I mean, it's a good look. And it does have good tension. This would be my spot in the back pocket right here, and I dig it. It would ride well there. And I have that added layer of protection that even if the knife was starting to ride up, this little seam right here tends to catch them for me. But it wouldn't hurt this to put a little extra tension on it either. Yep. Very nice. What about safety? Any blade contact going on? None there. And the tip is way recessed in there. So the pocket clip's good, the tip's good, and I'm confident I can manhandle this thing as long as the blade is closed, and it's got great closed detent. Look at it. Listen. Yeah. As long as it's closed, the knife is safe to handle any way I want. Only when I open it up and bring that sharp part to bear. Let's check that M390. How are we doing? Out of the factory. Whoop. Pretty cool. Yep, pretty nice. crazy wicked sharp. Yeah, wonderful. No issues with the sharpness. They did a great job coming out of the factory. Whoever the manufacturer is in the Forest Elf knife line. Wow, it says F-03 Plus. I wonder what my other one is. Is it a F-01? Price and availability. I'm going to look up my other one and see what it is too. Okay, so the other one was a six-leaf knife, but it's listed as a forest knife for six-leaf, and it was the F-01. Okay? I can't find the F-02. This knife is actually marketed as a Lemifshe knife on AliExpress. And it comes in two versions. Actually, a couple of versions. The titanium version, that's the 03 Plus, comes in M390 steel. And price-wise, it's currently running at $145. I got it considerably less than that. So my guess is maybe they've sold some and they've raised prices. I don't know. But I got it for a good piece cheaper than that quite a while back. Maybe when it first came out. I'm not really sure. But right now they're running like $145, I think. There's an anodized version that the titanium's anodized on it, and it's $350. I mean, good for them if they could sell them for that, man. But yeah, $350. But it's a gorgeous looking knife. It's all anodized. Also, the F-03 comes in a G10 version, in a budget version, and it's $32. I mean, I got to tell you, I don't know what it's got for action, but it looks ergonomically, it looks the same. The blade looks the same. I'm not sure what steel it has. Yeah, it's G10. It's got VG10 steel on it. Come on, and it's $32. I mean, that's a buy in itself. A $32 piece with these ergonomics. I mean, I'm going to assume it's got good action. It's an assumption, no promises, but $32. Come on, man. Yeah, Lemifshe, but we know it as the Forest Elf, right? And then I'm curious to find out what the F-02 is. Where's that one? Because the first two are pretty awesome. The six-leaf knife, it's stunning. Yeah, it's really cool. It reminds me of some of the old school, really nice six-leaf knives that came out. Excellent titanium, fit and finish, action. Yeah, anyways, Forest Elf F-03 Plus in the M390 rattlesnake design. And if you look for it on AliExpress, it's a Lemifshe. Yeah, you want me to spell that? Let me spell it. Okay, AliExpress, Lemifshe. Let me get it in the camera. I'll hold it there for a second. You can pause it. Yeah, type that in. And Lemifshe has several models, but it includes this one right here, this Forest Elf F-03. Hey, I appreciate y'all watching. But I don't give out A pluses much, so for whatever that's worth, this thing's stunning. I mean, even at $150, it's it's legit. It's just one of those. I have some old six leaves and some old what's the other one? Mercenary. A couple of their old models. And I think they're all kind of made in the same place, man. Same factory, as far as I know. But some of those old ones, I mean, they're stunning. They're wonderful. Well, this one, I don't think it's old, but it's stunning. Yeah, good job on them. It's a great knife. It's just, I don't know, will they be able to get it mainstream? Who knows? Appreciate y'all watching.